Hello everyone, my name is Robert Guinn and I'm one of the outreach ministers for the Decatur Church of Christ. One of the blessings of the ministries that I get to be a part of is helping those who are in need. And we are currently in a study series from Romans chapter 12, and our verse for consideration right now is verse 13, where we read about to share with the needs of the Lord's people, that we're to share the things that they need, tend to the necessities of God's people. And the unique thing about ministry and what we try to do with the Heritage family is we want to thrive in ministry. That means Scripture comes alive in our day-to-day lives. And so I want to invite you on a journey with me and let you meet some of the guys that I get to thrive in ministry with to help us live out this verse in our day-to-day lives. Let's go on a journey together.
Hello friends, Eric Cheney from the Priceville Church of Christ. I was just digging around in the shed getting some supplies. We're about to head out on a response trip. We go into a community that has been stricken by a natural disaster, whether it be a tornado or a hurricane or somebody needing help moving brush or trees. And so what we do when we get into these communities, we help address a need there by having a donation center. Now the idea of that donation center is to be a local Church of Christ congregation. And so we tell the people in that community if they need supplies, they can go to the local congregation. The members are there to help serve and to help talk about the Lord and to share the community about the hope and the help there is to be offered both physically and spiritually. So that's part of the ministry I get to assist with and help people in that need.
Sharing with the Lord's people who are in need goes so much deeper than just giving out supplies. And a distribution center is very much in need. But when we consider the needs of the Lord's people, it goes deeper. You see, we know that the Bible teaches us that we're supposed to care for one another as Jesus loved us. But when we consider what our role is in crisis response and the opportunity to thrive in our ministry, it goes down to where we're also considering not just those who are part of Christians, but those who might be fallen away Christians or anyone in the future who might become a Christian. In other words, our goal is to be the hands and feet of Jesus. Sometimes we're the only physical representation that people can see of what God can do in our lives. Well, let's continue on this journey together to see how we can thrive in ministry.
I'm Cody Michael, an outreach minister for the Decatur Church of Christ. You see, when it comes to being able to serve the Lord's people, there's a lot of aspects that go into that sort of ministry and that type of mindset. It means a lot for this truck and trailer to be able to leave the parking lot and us to go out and do physical labor to serve others. But there's so many things that need to happen to make a trip successful. You may not be able to get out with your hands and feet and to be able to serve and do with cutting up trees and tarping roofs. But here's something you can do. Is there fuel in the tank before we leave? Because without that, we can't go anywhere. Financial support is a ministry of taking care of the needs of the Lord's people. But so is the prayers that we give to God to pray for safety and success of the vessels that God sends out. Are we praying for one another? Because without that, our trip's in vain anyway. Also, when we think about the fact of encouragement, have we encouraged one another today? Whether that's on a trip to help other people through outreach, or whether it's simply the people that live in your own home, have you encouraged someone to serve the needs of the Lord's people? We're blessed to do so, and we hope you do too.
As you can see, sharing with the Lord's people who are in need can show itself in many different ways. And it's more than what we may typically think. But it is so vital and so important for us to thrive in ministry and live what the Scriptures teach. This is just one of the ways that we've been able to find that we can do it. We can do it through setting up distribution centers. We can do it by being the hands and feet of Jesus and evangelizing and reaching souls who are lost and those that need to be encouraged. The bottom line is that whenever it comes to our ministry, we need to come together, unify, and do what is right. If you're ready to thrive in ministry, service begins here and now.